Good morning. Today is the 9th of July and this is the BMC and Leyland Show at the British Motor Museum here at Gaydon in Warwickshire. This is part 3 of a Slightly Shambolic Shuffle, and I do apologise in advance if I get things wrong, if I fall over, if I just generally make a hash of it, if there's wind noise. I'm afraid that's just the way that it goes on this channel. So we are at the Maxi Owners Club stand, which is most exciting. Got a 1750 here. The Maxi that I filmed on the channel last year was Limeflower the Limeflower. It was a pre-HL 1750. So similar to this, but not exactly the same. That one looks in very nice condition. Got a 1500 here. 1500 was the base model until it was discontinued in 1979. So this is a 75, 76 on a P. I forget the name of a lot of these colours, but this one it's quite nice actually, this colour. That one, oh dear, Harvest Gold, Sand Glow, sorry, I don't know. Another pre-HL 1750 here on a K. Unless it's maybe a bit later. I think the HLs came out at 72, so yeah, 71, 72. So I think this is a pre-HL one. Again, this is in pretty nice condition actually. Prominently says Austin. See, Austin is a different badge there, which is different from these two badges here. So maybe this is definitely a pre-HL one. Contrast with this Servati Maxi 1750 HL, just before the Maxi 2 came in actually this. I think it was the summer of 1980 that those came in. So this will just be one of the late sort of pre-facelift ones, I suppose. Late rod change one. And the HLS was top of the range, you know, you can see the vinyl roof, things like that. And here is a Maxi 2. 1981 to 1982 registration. Some of them actually came on a Y, so there are quite a few left over. The changes aren't massive, but they are there. Mainly it's they just sort of de-chromed the car quite a lot. I think that's one of the major changes on the Maxi 2s. In contrast, here is a cable change. This is a really early one on a G. They came out early 69 and this is an early 69. Obviously driven through the rain, like a lot of the cars actually were to get here today. Early interior, still got those good old interior door handles that were used in some of the LDV vans until the 1990s. But superb and looking lovely on the silver on black plates with deluxe. Much later here, 77, 78 on an S. What I like to see actually at shows is cars in all sorts of conditions. This one is a little bit frilly around the edges, but it's still great. I think this is, I think Sand Glow is the name of that colour. 1979 to 1980, this one. Just a delicious sort of, we call safety colours of the 1970s with the, sort of that one there and this one here. That's just great, isn't it? So just 1750 rather 1750 HL. HLS, I think this is around the time they discontinued the 1500, so this might be it was base model. Another 1750 here on an R, 76, 77, with vinyl seats and things. See on this T registration example, another 1750, the passenger mirror was definitely an option. There's this kind of funny little blanking bit there where the mirror should be. Obviously you didn't get one unless you paid extra. That was most satisfactory, viewers. yeah, 78, 79 and T. Go over to one of the cars that was made alongside it, the Land Crab shed with exactly the same doors. As you can see, Maxi, Land Crab. This is an Morris 1800. This is a Mark III from memory. So kind of towards the end of the production, finished in 75, so 72, 73. Here is Works rally car. Although it's just a tribute, it's not a real one. It looks fantastic though, doesn't it? Wow, it looks absolutely, utterly brilliant. Someone's worked really hard on this. Really hard. That looks great. Yeah, it's obviously a much later car, the J, so 70 to 71. That's fantastic though. Another Mark III here, another Morris 1800. Yeah, by this stage they kind of made the grills a lot simpler and things like that. I have driven a Mark II. We'll see if there are any Mark IIs here actually. Wolseley 1800 on a G. Is this an auto or a manual? Ooh. Be an auto then, won't it? Yeah, it'll be auto because the gear lever's not in the middle. 68, 69. Actually, let's have a look from this side and see, and show you where the gear lever is. Very nice. It's just there. Interesting. Mark I, 1967. This one has been made a lot more sort of racy, much racier. There was a sort of sporty version of the Land Crab made. I'm looking, and here we are. Look at all these accessories. Got the Dunlop wheels on it, and the vinyl roof, and the coach lines, and all sorts of exciting things. The S. Thank you. There's a Mutter Mark II. And this one's also a Mark II, but it's a Wolseley 1885. Sorry, I called it Wolseley 1800 earlier. That's not right. They're 1885. Of course, it's staring in front of me. One thing I haven't seen is any of the six-cylinder models here, which is quite surprising, actually. I would have thought to have seen some, but they're not here, which is odd. 69 to 70, that one. This one, 72 to 73, Mark III. The one I drove, it was really interesting. There's so much space in them. You can sort of have 6 people in them quite easily if you really want. But yeah, never really quite caught on in the way that the predecessor, which was for Cambridge and other related models to it, the Farina cars, did. There must be some of those around here. We'll have to just see if we can find them later. And here is a Princess, a very nice looking Princess 2. Again, I have driven a Princess 2, and it was like this. It was a 2200 HLS. This one's an auto. One I drove was a manual. The lovely, lovely brown colour. I don't think it's here today. This is quite a late one. Just pulled the Ambassador, 81 to 82. Ambassador came in an 82. So this is quite an early one. I think this is just a basic Princess 1800, actually, this one. Yep, vinyl and brown, and no vinyl roof or anything like that. The certificate here will tell us yet it's a 76. And then we've got another Princess 2 here, 1980 to 1981 registration. This is for 2000 HL, because by this stage they'd switched from the B series to the O series engines for the 4-cylinder models. 1979 to 1980 Princess 2000 HLS. The HLS has kind of replaced the Wolseley badge version of this design. It was just called the Wolseley Saloon, actually was the name of that. Yeah, it's a very, very lovely sort of metallic colour, that one. Thank you. So yeah, very 75 only, this one, the Wolseley version, just called the Wolseley Saloon in marketing. It didn't even actually get electric windows, even in the Wolseley version, which is a bit crazy really. There's not many of these around. They were only sold for 6 months anyway, and there generally just aren't many left. Very early one, of course, was tested by Mr. Ian Seabrook from the Hubnut channel. So the Princess, I don't think that grille is quite correct. The car's a little bit too early to have that sort of logo on it. The very late Princess 2s did have them, but I don't think this one would originally have had that. And there we go, it's a 2200 HLS as well. I was talking about the Farina models, and well, there they are, but first of all we need to actually go on this stand and have a look at the car that's actually here, which is owned by the chap who owned the Princess 2 I drove. It's Alan, and this is his 1964 Austin 1100 Mark 1, which I have also driven. It is just an amazing car. Unfortunately, years ago when the car was restored, the people who did the bodywork did an awful job of it, so this car needs actually restoring and painting again. You want to see more of a collection, there's Alan's Instagram at the Web Moors. And yeah, it is a superb car. It's been on television, this and all sorts of things. Really nice to drive despite the lack of brake servo and the non-synchro first gear. It is a delightful car. It's one of my favourites out of his collection, actually. That 1967 MG, I think this is an 1100. Yes, it is. The Mark IIs with 1.3 engine, the option didn't come until later in that year. Again, that is it's a slightly different colour from the Austin one, but it's also very nice. This one is a Mark II. It's one of the earlier Mark IIs. That looks really good, doesn't it? Really nice. There's the original receipt there from July '68. So one of the last on an F. So it's a super deluxe, an aquamarine. That is, it's really good. And then we've got a late Mark II here. I thought the Mark IIIs were out by this stage. This is a Wolseley 1300. That's good. So if it's Allegro, this is an early Allegro on an M, so 73, 74, UK Birmingham registration suffix. This will be a fancy one, won't it? Yeah, it's an Allegro special. Another Maxi here, 1750 HL, 1979 to 1980. The wheels on this actually look really good. They look superb on this car, actually. And more Maxi action. 79 Maxi HLS Gaydon. Yes, this is when they switched by now to the hydrogas rather than the earlier hydroelastic, which the early Maxis had. It's top of the range at the time, and all the brown velour you could possibly ever want in your life. So 89 to 90. Rover SD3 213SX. Weirdly, they actually did sell these alongside the replacement model for a little while. So this is registered in 1990, and yeah, so you can actually buy one of these at the same time as you could buy the R8 200, which is really odd to me, but there we go. And the SX, I think this is the last of these run out models left in this specification. A more kind of standard one is this one. It's still absolutely amazing though. I mean, this is brilliant. It's fantastic. Oh, viewers, just far too exciting. 1989 to 90, it's probably an 89. And it's left-hand drive as well, of course. And oh, viewers, I didn't know that we were going to see two of these in a day, but we have. 1987 to 1988, Rover 216 EFI Vanden Plas. I think I want this car. I think I would like it. Yes, it's got the leather interior, automatic gearbox, wood trim. I forget the name of the colour. It's Moonraker blue. Yes, please. Where do I get one?
It suits it, doesn't it?
And then we've got an 800 here. It's a late pre-facelift one. We've got the headlamp washers. So do we have, by a chance, a Sterling here, viewers? Oh yes, we do. 19 to 1991 Rover 800 Sterling with the 2.7 Honda V6. Yes, please. Senor La Torre is here with his Jaguar XJ8, which I have driven on Sensible Secondhand Classics. Say it's 2005. These are really, really nice cars to drive, actually. They are just amazing. You could have bought some other cars here, but Rover P5 you might have seen in the 6,000 subscriber special, which was done last year. That unfortunately is not very well at the moment. Right, Rover 25 facelift. Let's just see if this is a petrol one. Yes, it is. 2005. This is probably a GSI, I would say, with that leather interior. It was one of the very last 25s actually. They were only made up until April 2005. Another 200 VI. We've seen a lot of these actually so far. There's a whole group of them here at the show today, and this one looks rather nice. Its cousin here is another car that I've driven on the channel. This is a 2000 Rover 25 GTI. This is the predecessor to the MG ZR 160 actually, this. And this is a very, very nice car to drive. It's got the Honda PG1 gearbox. It's actually done at over 100,000 miles, but it's superb. Rather like this SD1 here. Lots of superb stuff on this stand today. 83 to 84 to 2600, this one, with the 6-cylinder engine. And it is the S model. So we'll skip on to this MG ZR here in, I think this is trophy yellow. There is also a Sunspot monogram yellow, but I think this is trophy yellow. This is the facelifted one. So it'll be 2004 to 5 only, actually, that one, despite the earlier plate. And we've got a 75 here with a torpedo badge. It's quite an early one, actually. This will be a Cowley built car. Black sills, torpedo badges. 1999 to 2000, 2.5 V6. I imagine this is a connoisseur. It looks like it's got a personal line interior in it, so I think that will be one of those with V6 and all the options. Another one of the same era exactly here. Another Cowley one on a V. Yeah, black cells, torpedo badges, 2.5 V6. It's the sort of thing we like to see very much, viewers. I've driven quite a few 75s now, actually, in ZTs. And then we have another Maxi here again. It's good to see cars of all sorts of conditions actually at this show. This is 77, 78 on an S. This is just for 1750 base model. Again, Panama hat in the back. I should have brought my Panama hat, didn't I? Weather was really rubbish earlier on today. Now it's really nice. 2000 Mini Cooper Sport. Very, very late classic Mini from the final year of production. I think the very last ones were Sport 500 actually, but this one isn't. This is a normal one. Manufactured September 2000, registered in 2001. So why is it on the next? I'm confused. Right, keep going. Again, same sort of thing here. Again on an X. Really late Cooper. And again a Cooper Sport. And then Constable Bailey is here in his MGTF. This is a car that appeared on No Budget Reviews over 3 years ago. It was one of the sort of early ones, and it's a TF135, and it's brilliant. It's a really nice car to drive. Late MGF here, it's a freestyle, but it was one of the run-out models for the MGF. Be a 2001. I've driven one of these, but it was in really poor condition and the suspension had collapsed, so yeah, it wasn't quite as nice as this. Not nearly as nice as this at all. And then a Morris Mini Minor. This is a very, very early Mini. I think they stopped calling them Mini Minor in '61, so this is a very, very early one indeed. And worth a lot of money, I would say. And someone's actually got some door locks on that. I think the locks were actually optional. Some of the early Minis don't have door locks at all. Here we are, viewers, the Austin 3 litre stand. These were made from 1968 to 1971, so a very short production life. They made automatic and manual ones. This is an automatic one. 68 to 69 plates, so one of the first in this configuration. They actually had to relaunch the car at, I think, the 68 motor show. You see one without the quarter lights. It's a very early car indeed. I think I have just seen one. This one is a slightly later one, 69 to 70 on an H. So kind of based on the Land Crab, but very much re-engineered, because the whole front of the car is longer and it's rear-wheel drive. The problem is you didn't really get much additional passenger space despite the car being longer, and in fact you lost a bit because of the fact it was rear-wheel drive. And here we go, another H registration one, 69 to 70. Look at those exhausts it's got on there. It's extraordinary, isn't it? See if we can find any manual ones. That's delicious, isn't it? I'd like to have a go in a 3 litre actually. It would be very, very nice indeed. And yes, I'd have just seen the video on my Twin Cam channel about them, viewers, so don't worry, I've seen it. Yes, so yeah, this is kind of a very early one. I haven't got the quarter lights on this one, so this will be, I think, pre-relaunch. So it's got no quarter light. Is this one North as well, or is that a manual? I wasn't concentrating those. I want to go back and see. Yes, it's a manual. There you go. Manuals are particularly desirable to certain types of people. I won't say who they are. Look at this interior. Look at all this wood. One thing you didn't get, bizarrely, is a rev counter. You didn't get one. But you did get those lovely interior door handles, which were used on the LDV vans until the mid-1990s. And all sorts of other types of car as well, and vans. 71 Austin 3 litre here, so one of the later ones. As you can see, when they tested the 3 litres originally, they had the dual headlamps, but the production cars generally had the quad headlamps. And you can see that test car there has got no quarter lights. So they did make some changes before they launched them for series production. I'll have a look around the back and see. This is on a J or a K. It's on a J, so it's not one of the very last, but it's almost at the back. That one's an auto as well. So is this one. Another one an H. Again with the lovely, lovely steering wheel. That is fantastic, viewers. It's a really strong showing from a car that is very rare. We've got some LDV convoy vans, viewers, but I can't talk about them because, well, the Mayor of London has got his grubby hands on the Ultra Emission Zone expansion scheme, and there's tons of those popping up. And unfortunately, as we've been doing since the very first video on my channel, 1,500 videos ago and 5 years, we don't talk about them because of political interference. We can, however, talk about this Austin Morris J4, 1972-73 registration, so quite late for a J4. This was the immediate predecessor to the Sherpas, and actually the rear bodywork for one of these is very similar to the Sherpa. Not strictly a BMC or BL product, but we have got here a Thames, and it's Thames by Dormobile, who were based, oh gosh, I can't remember where they're based actually now, but this will be sort of early 60s, I think, pre-suffix plate. It's nice to see it actually, it was a nice little surprise. Right, I think we'll go with one more area for this part, which is the TR register up there. So we've got some very nice TR6s here. This one I'm not very sure what year it is, got a personal plate on it. They were made from early 69 to 1976. In fact, this one here is 71, 72. In this country they did have fuel injection. It was the Lucas mechanical fuel injection system. In some other parts of the world, including America, they had carbs on them, and some people have converted them to carbs. 2.5 straight 6. This is a particularly nice colour actually, this one. It is a 1970-71 on J. And this one actually got the injection badge on it, same year, although bizarrely it's fuel injection, and you can see down there maybe behind the steering wheel it's actually a choke lever, which is extraordinary. Why do you need a choke with fuel injection? Answers in the comments section below, because I'm sure some of you know the answer to that. So a TR4 works rally car, VC, very common Coventry plate used by Triumph to register their cars, right up until the end of the Triumph mark actually, really. This one is a 1962. It's trying to fall over views, that's always better, isn't it? So a TR8 here, but I think this is a Grinnell body kitted TR8. Yeah, it is, it's by Grinnell. The Grinnell kits, in my opinion, look really good actually. I have driven a TR7, not a TR8, and certainly not a Grinnell one. More standard looking TR7 here. This one 79 to 80. Actually no, this is a TR8 as well, isn't it? It's a TR7 V8. Normally it's a TR8 with that engine. Yeah, TR8. I do apologise. And this one's actually a TR9, which is obviously unofficial. And those are, I think, Mark II Ford Orion rear lights, which actually look quite good. TR9, so registered in 81. So you've got later mirrors on this as well. So this is kind of like a sort of step on from a TR8 Grinnells, which is amazing. I do apologise to you, as I do keep making mistakes, but I did say at the beginning of the video that I was going to do it. So don't say you weren't warned. Uh-oh. I think we've got a problem with this car. It doesn't sound to be very, very healthy. But we'll go and have a look at some of the other cars a bit later, but we need to continue, viewers, on this stand. So this is a very, very late one actually, this. Would have been made in Solihull, and you could actually tell by, this might sound strange, you can tell by the boot lock. It's actually different from this car here, which actually is a TR7 V8. I thought we'd find one. This would have been made at Canley. But you can see the boot lock on this one back in Solihull. This is an 81, 82 registration, is different. So some of the cars were TR8s, some were TR7 V8s. The TR7 V8s were normally competition cars, from memory. I can't remember what the difference actually is now. Somebody no doubt will correct me, as they do, because I get things wrong all the time. Another car here from the same era. And that's just a TR7, so it's like the one that I drove actually earlier this year. at the Great British Car Journey. Again, 79 to 80, but this one is a Solihull built car because of the boot lock. Oh, sir!
Oh, hello again.
Oh, sir, yet again!
Beards and Bangers meets Lloyd Vehicle Consulting.
Do you know how to tell the difference between a Canley built and a Solihull built TR7 or TR8?
I would not have a clue.
It's the boot lock. Have a look at these two cars and see the difference in the boot lock.
That's a nugget of information there, thank you.
So we have a mine of useless information in this grey matter here.
This TR8 has come from Lübeck in Germany.
It has indeed, and it's got an H at the end, which means it has historic plates, sir.
Ah.
More useless information, sir, that you didn't need to know.
Useful. I shall see you. I shall let you continue.
Bye bye, sir.
I'm going to use Josie's information.
So this is actually a Grinnell. This just TR8 here. This TR8 here again, a Solihull built one. We've got different boot locks. So you have Grinnell, which doesn't actually look that different really from the normal ones. This early Grinnell, but the later ones do look a bit different. So we like the Grinnell views. Like them very much. Different boot locks. It's really weird because actually this one is a later registration, but that is obviously a later car. It's very confusing. And then we go to left-hand drive one, come from Lübeck. Where I've actually been. I've been to Lübeck. It's a nice place. Anyway, we got interrupted there by the Beards and Bangers channel again. Who would have thought it? Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let us know, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again soon for more incorrect information.